Do you ever wake up some mornings feeling like you haven't actually slept at all? Like your body just feels heavier, maybe a bit stiffer than it used to. And the thought of getting out of bed and facing the day feels like a surprisingly big effort. It's easy to start thinking that this is just part of getting older. Isn't it that maybe the energy, the sharpness, the general spring in your step from years gone by is just gone? That the aches and pains, the occasional foggy memory, the digestive upset, or the restless nights are just the way things are now. It can feel a bit disheartening, a little bit like you're fading instead of just living. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be that way? What if a secret to feeling more vibrant, more energetic, and more you wasn't found in complicated pills or expensive treatments, but in something incredibly simple? Something my own grandpa did every single morning, without fail, and something I now do too. He lived a long, healthy, incredibly active life, full of joy and sharp as a tack until his very last days. And I truly believe his simple morning routine played a huge part in that. In this video, I'm going to share the exact steps he took each morning. Steps that are surprisingly easy to fit into your day. We'll explore how these few simple habits can help boost your energy, support your digestion, keep your mind clear, and just generally make you feel better from the moment you wake up. You might be surprised at how powerful these seemingly small things can be. Stick with me until the end, because there's something that truly surprised me about the profound impact these habits had. Let's dive right into what Grandpa's morning looked like. He wasn't a man of grand gestures or complex rituals. His approach to life, and certainly to his mornings, was built on consistency and simplicity. The very first thing he did, before he even got properly dressed, was head to the kitchen and pour himself a glass of warm water. Not boiling hot, just comfortably warm. And to that warm water, he'd add the juice of half a lemon every single morning, without fail. Now, I used to think this was just one of his funny quirks, like his love for terribly old westerns. But as I got older and started experiencing some of the same little health niggles many of us face, I remembered his lemon water ritual and started looking into it. And honestly, I was amazed by the simple science behind it. Drinking warm lemon water first thing in the morning is like a gentle wake-up call for your entire digestive system. Overnight, our bodies have been busy repairing and resetting, and they can be a little dehydrated. This warm water provides essential hydration right away, and the warmth itself can help stimulate peristalsis. That's the gentle muscular contractions that move food through your gut. Think of it like getting the pipes moving smoothly before you put anything else down them. The lemon isn't just for flavor, although it does add a nice, refreshing tang. Lemons are surprisingly alkaline forming in the body once metabolized, which can help balance your body's pH. Though the science on systemic pH is complex, what's clearer is the benefit to digestion. The citric acid in lemons can help stimulate bile production in the liver, which is crucial for breaking down fats and aiding digestion. It can act as a mild natural diuretic, helping your body flush out toxins. Plus, lemons are a good source of vitamin C, which is an antioxidant and supports the immune system. Grandpa swore it helped keep him regular. And honestly, it really does. It helps prevent that sluggish, bloated feeling that can sometimes plague our mornings as we get older. Instead of reaching for coffee immediately, which can be dehydrating for some people and potentially irritate a sensitive stomach, this warm lemon water provides gentle hydration and a nudge to your digestive system. It's a simple, inexpensive habit, but the cumulative effect over time is significant. It sets a positive tone for your gut health for the rest of the day. He'd sip it slowly while looking out the window, taking his time, not rushing. This slow start was just as important as the drink itself. It was a moment of calm before the day's activities began. After his warm lemon water, the next step in Grandpa's routine was always some form of gentle movement. Again, nothing strenuous, He wasn't training for a marathon in his 80s. His movement was about waking up the body slowly and gently. He'd often do some simple stretches right there in the living room, things like reaching for the sky, gentle twists from side to side, slowly bending down to touch his toes or as close as he could get. Sometimes he'd hold onto the back of a chair for balance and do some leg swings or knee raises. On warmer days, he might step out onto his porch and just sway gently from side to side, taking deep breaths. The key was gentle movement. As we age, our joints can get stiff, our muscles can lose some elasticity, and our circulation might not be as robust as it once was. Skipping movement in the morning can leave you feeling stiff and achy all day. Grandpa's gentle stretching helped increase blood flow to his muscles and joints, loosening them up and reducing that feeling of morning stiffness. It lubricated his joints, making movement easier and less painful throughout the day. This simple act of moving his body first thing in the morning also helped to wake him up physically and mentally. It wasn't about burning calories. It was about improving flexibility, maintaining range of motion, and getting the blood flowing. He always said, "If you don't use it, you lose it." And he applied that to his body every single morning. This wasn't a long workout either. Maybe just 10-15 minutes of mindful, gentle stretching and moving. It was enough to shake off the night's stillness and prepare his body for the day ahead. These two steps, the warm lemon water and the gentle movement, were the foundational elements of his morning, setting the stage for the rest of his simple yet incredibly effective routine. Now that we've discussed the initial steps of hydration and gentle movement, let's move on to the next crucial parts of his morning ritual. Following his warm water and gentle stretches, Grandpa always made time to engage with the world and his own mind. His third habit was stepping outside. Even if it was just for a few minutes, he had a small porch, and he'd sit there, breathe in the fresh air, and just observe. Listen to the birds, feel the temperature, watch the sky. It didn't matter if it was sunny, cloudy, or even a bit chilly. He'd wrap up if needed. This wasn't about a strenuous walk yet, though he'd often take a proper walk later. This was specifically about connecting with the outdoors and getting natural light exposure early in the day. This seemingly simple act is incredibly powerful, especially as we get older. Exposure to natural light, particularly in the morning, plays a vital role in regulating our circadian rhythm, our body's internal clock. As we age, this clock can sometimes get a bit out of whack, leading to difficulties sleeping at night or feeling groggy during the day. Getting that morning light helps tell your body it's time to wake up, suppressing melatonin production, the sleep hormone, and helping to regulate your sleep-wake cycle. This can significantly improve sleep quality over time, which in turn impacts everything from energy levels to cognitive function. Beyond the circadian rhythm benefits, being outside, even briefly, has a calming effect. It reduces stress, improves mood, and provides a sense of connection to something larger than ourselves. Grandpa always seemed so peaceful after these few minutes outside. He'd often say it helped him clear the cobwebs from his mind. It was his moment of mindfulness. Long before that term became popular, he wasn't meditating in a formal sense, but he was present, observing, and simply being in the morning air. This habit also often involved a very short, slow potter around his small garden or just down to the end of his driveway. This added a little extra gentle movement in a different environment. It wasn't about speed or distance. It was about enjoying the feeling of the air on his skin and the visual stimulation of the natural world. It was a gentle way to transition from the quietness of his indoor stretches to engaging with the day. Next up, after he'd come back inside, was engaging his mind. Grandpa was a lifelong learner, and he believed in keeping his brain active. His morning routine always included some form of mental stimulation. For him, this usually meant reading the newspaper cover to cover. He'd pore over the news, do the crossword puzzle, and read the opinion pieces. For others, This might be reading a chapter of a book, doing a Sudoku or other brain training puzzles, or even listening to an interesting podcast or educational program while he had his breakfast. The key here is consistent mental engagement. As we age, maintaining cognitive function becomes increasingly important. Just like our muscles need exercise, our brains need exercise too. Regularly challenging your brain with new information, puzzles, or learning activities helps build cognitive reserve and can help slow age-related cognitive decline. Reading exposes you to new vocabulary and ideas. Puzzles improve problem-solving skills and memory. And learning keeps your neural pathways active. Grandpa's dedication to his morning paper wasn't just about staying informed. It was a deliberate practice to keep his mind sharp. He'd often talk about something interesting he read, showing that he was processing and retaining the information. This habit is a wonderful way to start the day feeling mentally alert and engaged. It prevents that feeling of morning fogginess and sets you up for a day where you feel more present and capable. It's a simple swap for mindlessly scrolling through a phone, replacing passive consumption with active engagement. These habits, stepping outside for fresh air and light, and then engaging the mind, built upon the initial hydration and movement, creating a holistic start to the day that nourished both body and mind. These were crucial pieces of his longevity puzzle, and they are surprisingly easy to incorporate into your own life. So, we've walked through Grandpa's morning starting with that warm water and lemon to gently wake up the digestion and hydrate. Moving on to some easy stretching and movement to loosen the body and get the blood flowing. Then stepping outside for fresh air and light to regulate the internal clock and lift the spirits. And finally, engaging the mind with reading or puzzles to stay sharp. He'd finish his morning routine with a simple, nutritious breakfast. Nothing fancy. Usually oatmeal with some berries and nuts, or maybe eggs on toast. He understood the importance of fueling his body properly after a night's rest. But that's a topic for another time. The power of his routine wasn't in any single miraculous element, but in the consistent, daily practice of these small, interconnected habits. Each step built upon the last, creating a synergistic effect that supported his physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Think about it: you hydrate and stimulate digestion. You loosen your body. You regulate your sleep-wake cycle and get a mood boost from fresh air and light. And you wake up your brain. It's a comprehensive, yet incredibly simple way to start the day feeling truly alive and capable. What struck me most when I started adopting these habits myself was how quickly I began to feel a difference. Within a week or two, I noticed I felt less stiff in the mornings. My digestion became much more predictable and comfortable. I felt more alert and less prone to that mid-morning slump, and consistently getting that early morning light, even just for 10 minutes on my porch, really did help me sleep better at night. It wasn't a sudden, dramatic transformation, but a gradual, steady improvement in how I felt every single day. It's easy to get overwhelmed by all the health advice out there, isn't it? So many complex diets, exercise plans, supplements. But Grandpa's approach was a powerful reminder that sometimes the most effective things are the simplest, most fundamental practices done consistently over time. These habits aren't about achieving peak physical performance or memorizing encyclopedias. They're about maintaining function, preventing decline, and simply enjoying your day more. They are accessible, requiring no special equipment or expensive memberships. You can do them at your own pace, in your own home or yard. The key is just starting and sticking with it. Don't feel like you have to do all of them perfectly from day one. Maybe start with the warm lemon water for a week. Then add 5 minutes of gentle stretching the next. Find what works for you and gradually build the routine. The important thing is the intention, the daily commitment to treating your body and mind with care right from the start of the day. Remember that feeling of morning stiffness, of low energy, of mental fog. These habits are designed to combat exactly that. They are an investment in your daily comfort and your long-term vitality. It's about adding life to your years, not just years to your life. It's about waking up and feeling ready to embrace the day, whatever it holds. My grandpa didn't intellectualize it this way. He just did it because it made him feel good and kept him active. He could still potter in his garden, play with his great-grandchildren, and enjoy his westerns because he prioritized these simple morning steps. He was living proof that aging doesn't have to mean a decline into discomfort and inactivity. It can be a time of continued engagement, energy, and joy. And his simple morning routine was his foundation for that. If you've been feeling like those morning struggles are just something you have to accept, I hope this has given you a different perspective. These habits aren't a magic cure, but they are a powerful tool in your hands to take charge of how you feel each day. It's about empowering yourself with simple, proven actions. Give them a try. See how you feel after a week, a month. I bet you'll be surprised, just like I was. I truly believe everyone deserves to feel their best at every age. And sometimes the path to feeling better starts with just a few simple steps, taken consistently. First thing in the morning. These were my grandpa's secret, and now they're mine too. I'd love to hear if any of these habits are already part of your morning routine, or if you plan to try any of them. Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your insights could help others in our community. If you found this video helpful and encouraging, please give it a like. It helps more people find this kind of simple, practical advice. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more tips and ideas on living your best life at every age. Thank you for watching. Here's to vibrant, energetic mornings and living your best life at every age.